A picture-perfect evening in the nation's capital as Friday Night Football rolls into town for a battle between the Roughriders looking for a bounce back and the REDBLACKS desperate for a win. Ottawa pushed hard in the second half against Montreal but still came up empty. Saskatchewan, the defending champions, suffered their first loss of the year, but they've got a quarterback in Trevor Harris who's playing some of the best football of his entire career.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Right now, he's leading the CFL 391.7 yards per game. Are you kidding me? He needs a $170 today to go 12th all-time and pass Tom Clements. So we've got a little history potentially in the making. But watch footwork with him, eye level. Talking to Mark Mueller's OC, he has elite quarterback eyes. And then you got Jake Mayer on the other side, coming off his best half of football as an Ottawa REDBLACK. I'm telling you, I think this guy's going to heat up tonight. We talked to him before this week, saying, hey, I want tempo, one-word plays, wants to play fast. I have a very good feeling about him, Dustin. I think he's going to really start to clue in here.
Needs a big one for this guy. His head coach, Ryan Dinwiddie, still looking for his first win as REDBLACKS head coach. 0-2 at home so far this year. Corey Mace, 1-0 on the road, picked up a 40-37 win in Calgary a couple of weeks ago. They've won 3 in a row against Ottawa as well. 7-2-1 are the Riders in their last 10 versus the REDBLACKS. Riders won the toss, said we want the football, and they will get it to start the game as Matthew Sexton set to return this opening kick. And it is the former Rider, Brett Lawther, perfect so far this year. He'll hammer it away, and we're underway on Friday Night Football. Sexton takes it just outside the 10. Letcher on the 6th game, and this opens up an opportunity for Matthew Sexton, and he'll take it out beyond the 35. And there's a look at Trevor Harris, who's been absolutely lights out. 8 touchdowns and just 1 interception so far this season.
Yeah, and he said something to us this week. He said, as a quarterback, I try and trust my eyes but listen to my feet. He wants to avoid what he calls a second hitch. He likes to get the ball up, but he said that takes place of scrambles, getting to my 3rd and 4th read instead of hitching for a second time. So it's really a high level of quarterback play out of him. I can't wait to watch this.
He will start it on his own 37. Wally Conley in at running back. Once again this week, average 6.3 yards per carry last week. Harris, quick one. Keyshawn Johnson. Johnson made one man miss. Takes it out just short of the 45. Let's take a look at the Riders' starting offense.
Up front, we're looking at Jamarcus Hardrick outside, 6'4", 315 in year 12. In year 11, he won CFL's most outstanding offensive line. This is an elite unit, and he's the leader. It's really fun to watch. And then Sam Emelis. This guy could do it all. Get open versus man, get open in zone. But he did get a little banged up last week, so something to keep an eye on. How healthy is Sam Emelis?
Awkward tackle after he was thrust into special teams duties. Still had 4 catches last week for 65 yards. Harris gets this one away quickly, and that is broken up. Ran well and picked up, and Ottawa takes over. Oh, that is just what they needed, just what the doctor ordered. REDBLACKS defense comes up big, and it's A.J. Allen with it. The former Rough Rider comes away with the turnover.
So you're going to see a bit of a blitzer from the left side of your screen, and as that comes, Trevor tries to replace the blitzer with the ball, but it's a phenomenal job by Adai to break that up,
under review.
Pop the ball up.
They're going to take another look at this to see if A.J. Allen got underneath it entirely.
What a play by Adai, whether the stance or not.
Good read on that, right?
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Start this game out with some fireworks.
Well, if this stands, the momentum early in this game for the REDBLACKS to get it at home against an excellent Riders team would be huge. This is what we believe being told is our best look at it. Let's see, here he is. He's going to come flying into the screen.
Pick.
Oh, I don't know how you're going to say that wasn't. I mean, that looks like he got both arms underneath it.
What a start. Again, I know a lot of people think this is going to be a blowout, and it's obviously extremely early. But at the second half, Jake Mayer played last week. I expect a very tight matchup.
And Mayer was outstanding in the second half last week. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. To me, it looked like it went off his forearm, then up into his chest, right?
That's the key. Now that I'm watching that, I do wonder, that, you know, in the replay center, it does bounce. This should tell us. This should tell us.
After automatic review, the ruling on the field stands. Interception.
Interception for the former Rider, A.J. Allen, a major free agent signing in the offseason, and just the second interception thrown for Trevor Harris early in this young season. And they will take over on the Rider 42. Could not ask for a better start. If you're a Red Blacks fan watching Friday Night Football tonight, thank you very much for joining us. Mayor's got 3 options, now 4 options out to his left. That's where he's going to throw, and he's got a completion at the 35-yard line, pushed ahead for an extra yard or 2 to his fullback, Gosselin. Here's a look at Jake so far this season. The 0-3, obviously you don't like, 820 yards so far this year, though.
Yeah, and again, I'm not making excuses for him, but he's not in a, he's in a very tough situation. I think he's going to start to click here very soon.
Flags will fly here on a 2nd and 2.
And what I mean by tough situation, again, it's a short
Procedure. Ottawa number 61. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
It's a short camp. He wasn't the starter coming into camp. New head coach, different offense, all sorts of new receivers. You got to give him time. Okay, he can't just expect him to come in here and light up the league.
A lot of these times with quarterbacks around the league, you're familiar with the receiver or two from a different place. Not the case with Jake, right? So he had to start to connect. He had a great game a couple weeks ago with Aiden Eberhardt. Justin Hardy had over 100 yards last week. We'll see if they can build on that. 2nd and 2 after the penalty. Mayer, 3 options out to the right. Dumps it off. Finds his running back. And that is into the hands of Greg Bell. And it'll be a 1st down for Ottawa. Here's a guy that they definitely want to activate a little bit more.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Dinwiddie, he said it. This is a big offseason acquisition, and they're struggling to run the football a bit. Even when you get him the ball in the pass game, he's an electric runner. He can make guys miss. That is a huge point of emphasis for them today.
Just 9 catches in his first couple of games for 55 yards. Obviously heavily used in the pass game last couple of seasons with the Ticats. Fresh set of downs from the Rider 30. On the ground again. Big hole right up the middle. And Bell pushes it ahead. Let's take a look at this Ottawa starting offense tonight.
I'm excited to see Gio Ricardo tonight. It's his 4th CFL game out of Purdue via Manitoba. It's his toughest task yet. And then you go to, we just talked about it, Greg Bell, big offseason acquisition, was CFL East All-Star last year. He's got to get going if this team wants to have success.
On the ground again, looking for the 1st down. And it's going to be close. This will depend on the spot. They needed to find the 20. Might be just inches. And it will be just short, 3rd and inches. And they will keep the offense on the field and look to push it ahead. This would be a major buzzkill after that turnover, trying to get points on the board. Bryson Barnes into the game at quarterback, pushes it ahead. Like I said, just needed the 20. Looked like he had enough for that initial surge, didn't it?
I do think so, but for Ottawa, you'd like this to be it's a little too close for comfort.
And they're going to call for the sticks. They want to get another look at this. Needed the 20. Yeah, he's there. Looked like he had just enough.
Just enough, I would agree.
They'll measure, but that should be a 1st down. That'll help. That comes in from above.
The replay center has moved the spot up half a yard. It's a 1st down.
I think that's right. I mean,
yes,
that's what we saw on the replay. It looked like he was there by a little bit. So the replay center said, hey, don't worry about the measurement. Move it up half a yard. Good to go.
It's a hot start tonight, including for the replay center. They're on fire right now.
Everybody's firing on all cylinders there on Friday Night Football. Inside the red zone. Mayer right over the middle. Tackle made neatly by Jackson Ford. Let's take a look at the Riders D.
Yeah, this defensive line, it's kind of by committee, but the guy I'm looking forward to watching today is James Vaughters. He actually fell out of the top 10 in QB pressures. I got a feeling they're talking to him a little bit, get him back going. Josh Woods out of BC from last year, okay, in year 6. I had a big pick last week, and I really see his role developing in this defense, and then I love watching Jackson Ford play. Out of the University of Regina, shout out the Rams. This guy was playing downhill last week. Look for him to continue that trend.
Might have been the best game of his young career last week for the Riders. Here's Mayer, 2nd down. Little bit of time. Now he's going to take off. Jake Mayer on the run. Dumps it off far side. Into the 10. To the 5. To the end zone. Touchdown! Cade McDonald
Dustin, you said it. Hot start. And this is just a broken play. Mayer does a great job extending. Again, not exactly how you drew it up. He's looking left. You can see this. It's a great pro up front. But what I also love is Pimbleton blocking here. You see him at the top of your screen, just getting an edge for his guys. That's receivers. They understand the task there. What an unbelievable start this far by Ottawa.
Lawther against his former club. Knocks it through, and Ottawa, just over 5 minutes in, leads 7-0. It was Cade McDonald out of Miami, Ohio, the 25-year-old. First CFL touchdown as he finds the end zone. Keelan White out tonight for the Red Blacks, so Cade McDonald gets the start. It's just his second catch in the CFL. And this one goes for a touchdown.
Yeah, but you gotta tip your cap to the O-line up front. Look at this. It's a four-man pressure, little twist. Look at the time, the pocket. Again, this is a unit that has been criticized, and potentially rightfully so, but they're certainly off to a good start tonight. So left tackle Boyd, left guard Desjardins, McEwen at center, the youngster Vaccaro at right guard, and Pelios at right tackle. When they watch that one back, as much as that's a great touchdown from McDonald, it's also on that offensive line.
But a quick shout out to Pimpleton down the field.
Yes.
Opening up the path.
I like it. I like it. Again, you can kind of feel the energy being here, Dustin. I think Jake Mayer's going to come to play tonight.
Ottawa has only scored 10 points in the first quarter of their first 3 games. They've got 7 here. Now on the return, that is Sexton. Takes it back just short of the 35. And we'll get a look at Trevor Harris, who's off to a great start this season, but has thrown just his second interception of the year early here on Friday Night Football in Ottawa. It actually went as a Red Black in 2018, but how about the start this year? 391.7 yards per game.
Yeah, and Dustin, to me, what is the most impressive part about that number is this isn't like manufactured recess ball. He is literally shredding. He is sitting in the pocket. If he has to take a hit, he'll take a hit. He is dissecting defenses. It is an awesome watch, and he's playing the position as good as you can play it.
3 guys on pace to break Flutie's record. Still early in the season, but how much longer will we be saying that? A little bit of communication error there on the snap, but they're able to hand it off, and a nice pickup right up the middle for Quali Conley.
I'll tell you this, Mark Mueller will be happy about this right here. First down, that was his big emphasis this week. Talking to him this week, he said, we want to win first downs. He felt like they didn't do that last week against Toronto. Comes out here, little what I call divide zone or slice. See receiver come back, kind of slice the backside. You fit right off of that. They get runs like that on first down, they're going to have a pretty easy night.
Yeah, first down leads to another first down. Conley, who had 50 yards on just 8 carries last week, also had his first CFL touchdown. And they're going to go to him again. Follows the big fellas. And is driven back against his Ottawa starting defense.
Yeah, up front, Baldonado, right now he's 6th in the league as far as quarterback pressure percentage goes, and they're going to need that tonight to try and disrupt Trevor Harris, so he's got a big, big task. Then we go to C.J. Rivas, spent the last 4 seasons with Sask. Could be a good chess matchup as far as, understanding what Trevor's trying to do. And then I'll continue there with Amari Henderson. Year 4 out of Wake Forest, spent 2022 to 2024 with Saskatchewan. So also a DB now that does know what Trevor Harris is looking at, what he's trying to get done. Who will win that chess matchup between the QB and some of his former defensive players?
4 former Riders starting on defense for Ottawa. Ottawa, by the way, has their first lead of the season. Now far side, looking for Schaefer Baker, working against Bennett Williams. And KSB couldn't hang on to that one.
Dustin, I'll tell you this throw is unbelievable. When it left his hand, I was like, uh-oh. Okay, you're going to watch KSB. You're just going to run a little corner out. So here he goes. Okay, he's got inside leverage. Trevor sees it. Boom, we step there. A little push-up maybe. Look at the window. I know it's not a completion, but this is what makes this guy so great. He's got 1 foot box to fit it in there, and he says, no problem. I'll do this all day.
I'll throw it right there.
Oh, man.
Chapman out to kick it away, and it's blocked by the Red Blacks. It'll come all the way out of bounds. Brian Cole gets there, and Ottawa's defense and special teams coming to play here early at home, midway through the first quarter of Friday Night Football. Chapman wanted to boot it away. Cole had that other idea for the former Ticat, former Bomber. Brian Cole gets through here.
Yeah, and I want you to watch here. This drives your special teams coach crazy because it's not a crazy rush. We just literally rush right there, and you're going to watch number 5 on the left side of your screen, Antoine Brooks Jr., just kind of release. And you see how his head is looking back? Generally, there's a timing of when you can go. And clearly, he took off a little early. So again, if you're the special teams coach, Kent Majeri, he's probably sitting there going, how on earth was that blocked? We've got enough guys to cover it up. Just kind of a lack of focus there for a quick second.
Their first possession started on the 42 of the Riders. This one starts on the 31. So beautiful field position for Jake Maier. They'll go on the ground for maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 9. Jake's opened the game a perfect 4 of 4.
I'll tell you, I know it's a 1-yard game, but that is a crucial stop by Saskatchewan. One, because it's coming off the pump block, but 2, Ryan did what he said. He wants to get outside zone going with Greg Bell. And when you can't run outside zone for more than a yard, you shy away from calling it.
Gino Lewis, Justin Hardy to the wide side of the field for Maier. He's going to go right over the middle. Tackle made, a tidy one from Woods after Cade McDonald hauled it in, and it'll be a field goal attempt for the Red Blacks.
Just a great job again. You see 4-man rush, so you're able to drop 8. Saskatchewan rallies, keeps them short of sticks here. We call that sudden change. You know, okay, come off, block punt. We thought we'd have a nice field position. We don't. Great job by Saskatchewan's defense getting a 2 and out.
32-yarder for Brett Lowther, who was a career worst 72% last year. He's been perfect so far this year, and that will continue. 11 for 11, 10 points off turnovers in the early going of this one. Well, get ready to cheer on your team and get ready to go. A new season of The Amazing Race Canada starts Tuesday, July 7th on CTV. Stream next day on Crave. How would you be on The Amazing Race?
Unbelievably awful.
You're not going to fake it? You're not even going to pretend?
Yeah, I would get last place.
Eliminated.
Yeah.
Second episode.
Can we talk about my guy's Hulk hand there? There's a lot of Riders fans here today. I got to give a shout out to Saskatchewan. They've showed up in Ottawa.
They were expecting a pretty good Riders contingent here. I bumped into their president today at the hotel, and he was expecting there to be a lot of green filtered throughout the crowd. Looks like there is. They'd like to see a better start here. Once again, nowhere to go for Conley, and it'll be a 2nd and long for Trevor Harris. Conley did a pretty good job last week, over 6 yards per carry. I guess we give credit to the Ottawa defense here early in this one.
Yeah, I'll say this team is playing very inspired right now, this team being Ottawa. You know, obviously got the turnover early. They blocked the punt. I think a big mismatch with Saskatchewan's offensive line versus D-line, and play like they won first down. Now they got to back it up here in second.
Ottawa early in this game looking like a team playing with a major sense of urgency. Harris lays that one out there, a stumble of the intended target. He was looking for Emelis. Emelis never came out of that break clean, and it falls incomplete. 3rd and 10 for the Riders.
And again, tip your cap to Ottawa and their defense. Defensive coordinator Will Fields right now. Okay, you're going to see this here. You got 4, you got quad look to the field. You're trying to get Emelis in on a bender and a clear out. Yeah, it was a little trip, but it's still pretty gloved, Dustin. And when I say tip your cap to Will Fields, is I have yet to see Trevor Harris in this offense look this out of sync all year. Granted, it's still early.
Bumpy start, though.
Yes,
bumpy start
very early
here tonight on the road. This time they'll get it away cleanly. Way up there. Hangs way up. Pimpleton runs over. Will grab it just outside the 25. Cuts it back. Short return. Wrapped up around the 29 with 4.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter of Friday Night Football. Jake Maier looking for his first win as the starting quarterback of the Red Blacks. Looking good early, has a 10-0 lead.
Watch film, do lunges or a kettlebell workout. He was really doing it all, but at a time when Jake admires the most about Trevor, we heard Luke talk about it a little bit. The way he matches his eyes to his feet and can work through his progressions. These are two guys that respect each other immensely. Trevor Harris saying Jake's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in this league.
Well, it's funny with Jake, like you learn from Trevor. Trevor at this stage of his career still clipping along. obviously has found a way to sustain a high level of success, and that's what Jake's trying to establish for himself.
Absolutely, and again, I think as the year progresses, especially under Ryan Dinwiddie, you're going to see this guy really develop into a premier thrower.
Riders send 5. Bear gets it away, bobbled and incomplete off the hands of Justin Hardy, who had 119 yards last week and was there for Jake when he started cooking in the second half.
Yeah, and I want you to watch some of these throws here. Okay? It's on time. You can see he's delivered. Okay, boom, we got a 2-ball here. He floats. It's a great play by Keelan White. Took his matchup early on. He found the spot in the zone. That's what was most impressive. When I look at numbers, sometimes they can be misleading, Dustin. It's how did he get those numbers? The ball was out on time. It was against different coverages. I was thoroughly impressed with how he played in that second half.
That last pass attempt, his first incompletion of the game, leaves them in a 2nd and 10 on their own 34. Over the middle again. This one's held on to by Lewis, but he took a good pop in the back from Antoine Brooks.
Antoine Brooks looked like he's coming downhill here. Again, we're looking left. We're sitting in the zone. Just not much going on, but I will say this. This is the kind of game that Ryan Dinwiddie wants to have. He wants him to take the underneath stuff. One of the things Coach Dinwiddie told us before the game was that he himself will manufacture the shots. Take what's underneath, take what the defense gives you, and Coach Dinwiddie will be the one who wants you to pull the trigger on the big shots.
Gedman punts it away. Sexton waits and takes it just inside his own 20. And a quick burst back to around the 35-yard line, 54-yard kick. And Trevor Harris and the Riders will get the ball back here with 2:53 remaining in the first quarter. This is an offense that has averaged 35 points per game so far this season. You have to feel, like you said, this is probably the worst that it's looked all year. You have to think they start to figure it out at some point.
I do, and especially with the veterans they have, as much as it's been, again, a little out of sync thus far, it doesn't take much when you have this kind of wide receiver group, this quarterback, and this offensive line to get it back going.
See if Harris throws on first down here. They'll hand it off to Conley again, his 4th carry of the game this time. Found a little bit of room on the outside. That was shut down by Adrian Fry. But some positive yardage on first down. They'll give him about 5.
Watch Conley here press. And what I mean by press is this thing rolls here. It kind of looks like it's hemmed up. But if we pause it about right here, okay, he's going to continue to press into this block, okay, which basically settles the defensive feet, okay? And now they come in so he can bounce outside and get 5 yards. So it would have been maybe a 2-yard gain. We're now setting at 2nd and 5, and our playbook is a little more open.
Conley went from Utah Tech to San Jose State before wrapping up his college career in Arizona. Harris over the middle, and that is hauled in by Johnson down inside the 50, and that is the first big spark offensively for the Riders. Johnson, 112 yards and a touchdown on 10 catches last week. This one goes for 24 yards.
Dustin, it's unfair. It's unfair. I mean, we're thrown to a spot here. It's a phenomenal catch by Johnson. Again, we're just rolling, kind of wrapping that linebacker. What happens in an offense that is this talented and has this many veterans is Trevor can trust his guys and basically throw it to a spot and know that they'll be there and get open.
After Emilus got hurt last week, Trevor really focused on Keyshawn Johnson, and it worked out. Let's take a look at what Keyshawn Johnson did. Most of this in the second half of last week's ball game.
And I don't think Keyshawn gets enough love. I mean, you see the 10 catches, 112. And because of how Schaefer Baker has started the year, obviously Sam Emilus, one of the best guys in the league. You know, they say, oh, he's their number 3 guy. He's not. He is a number 1 guy on a team that has a ton of talent.
Over 1,100 yards last season, 13 targets last week. He's been targeted 33 times so far this season. Coming into this game tonight, he's caught 2 tonight for 30 yards. Flags fly. Harris gets it away near side, reaching out and hauling it in. Duncan Busby. I think this is against Ottawa. I'm pretty sure they jumped the line.
It looked like Ottawa jumped a little bit, tried to get back. Obviously, crossed the neutral zone, didn't get back inside. In time, excuse me.
Let's get the call here.
Offside. Ottawa number 96. 5-yard penalty will repeat second down.
All right, so Wakefield, the guilty party. He says it wasn't me. Let's take a look. Here's A.J. Allen. Watch Allen here, too. Yeah, I think it probably would have been A.J. Allen.
Wakefield gets the camera action, his name and out. It's got nothing to do with him. That would annoy me, too.
That's when you sit down and film later, like you go, hey, just so you know, that wasn't me, coach.
That's right. Take that stat off my sheet.
2nd and 4 for Harris. A bobble on the snap. Comes right to Connolly. Now he's going to try to make something out of nothing, and he's tripped up. And we'll see where they mark him down. He's going to mark him about a yard shy of a first down. A little bit of a mad scramble there. Quali Conley able to come up with this ball.
I'll tell you what I love right now is Tommy Stevens was halfway out on the field as soon as this thing went down. And it just gives your coach confidence. Hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I can get this. And you love to see that as a coach.
You can tell Tommy Stevens to not go up and pick up a yard. It'd be crazy. Stevens, 4 carries last week for 8 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns this season as well. And the big 6'4" quarterback will push it ahead, lunges to where he needs to be, and that will be a first down for the Riders as they are shut out in the first quarter of this game. Also didn't score in the first quarter last week against Toronto. They trail 10-0. The Red Blacks desperate to finally find the win column. They're at home and they lead 10-0. Nothing against the Riders here after the first quarter. Pretty critical for Ottawa here as they look for their first win to get off to an excellent start. This is actually the first time they've led at any point in any game this season. Had to have a start like this if you're going to pick up a victory against the Riders.
Yeah, 2 takeaways right off the bat, obviously a big ordeal. But I'll say this right now, if you're Ottawa, the key is to stay out of your own way. Even this last drive here, you get the defensive offside, then you roll into some other issues. The fumbled snap, which led to the 3rd and 1. Stay out of your own way, make the plays, don't give Saskatchewan anything.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from the Ottawa 35. Riders looking to find their way onto the board. Last week, no points in the first quarter, but hung 17 up on the Argos in the second. They'll go on the ground. Bertrand Houdon into the game. And it's a short pickup on first down. Saskatchewan off to a 2-1 start. Victories over BC and Calgary in thrilling fashion, and then that loss 40-34 to Toronto. Ottawa losses against Edmonton, Toronto, and a close one. They made it interesting late last week against Montreal. 2nd and 7 for Harris from the Red Black 32. They're going to bring some pressure. Harris gets it away, finds Johnson, 1 man to beat. A little bit of a stiff arm, but he'll be wrapped up and taken down by his former teammate Amari Henderson.
This is awesome, Dustin. Again, I don't like when teams pressure Trevor Harris because he's going to get you. So you're going to see it from the right side of your screen up here. These guys are coming down, so it's a 6-man pressure. Trevor goes left here, and he just understands. He will sit in there all day. You see it on film. If you're going to play us in the covers here with inside leverage man, I will find my outside breaking route. I have 3, sometimes 4 guys that are tremendous man-to-man winners, and I will take that all day.
He's got to love it when he sees that, right?
It's like he starts salivating at quarterback. Really?
You're going to run this against me?
Against me? And just like that, they're on the 13-yard line.
They went for 19 yards. 1st and 10 from the 13. 2 options to his left. Looks in that direction. It's where he's going to throw. And that one is off the hands of Schaefer Baker and falls incomplete just inside the end zone.
Bit of a unusual start for Schaefer Baker. Usually very sure-handed. Couple plays thus far, but I'm sure he'll settle in. Looked like he was expecting the ball to be put on a little more. Again, a play he needs to make. I'll say this, though. These are the moments that, for me, are very fun to watch Trevor Harris. It's 2nd and 10. They're down 10 points. You never know what's going to happen, but I got a feeling he's going to step up and make a big play right here, Dustin.
Schaefer Baker targeted 3 times in this game, but does not have a catch. 2nd and 10 for Harris. Looks to his left. Throws towards the end zone. Got it. Touchdown, Riders. Duncan Busby's got his first Saskatchewan has life.
Dustin, I hate to say I told you so. Okay, this is awesome football. Okay, Trevor Harris, you see him here. He's going to look left right away, and they basically have Emilus stay low, and he's trying to draw in the defenders to Emilus. You see Williams, and then we just slot it right over his head. So you kind of bait him, almost take the cheese. Hey, here's our best guy, Sam Emilus. Oh, yeah, go cover him. We'll just dump it right over the top of your head.
Talked about Schaefer Baker, Keyshawn Johnson, Sam Emilus. And Trevor Harris puts it in the hands Del Duncan Busby, and it's a 10-play scoring drive that went 75 yards in just over 5 minutes. 9th passing touchdown of the season for the veteran quarterback. Trevor Harris and the Riders trail by 3.
Houston here. Okay, so as we roll this thing, Duncan Busby's going to sit in the zone just kind of towards the sideline. DeMario bites in here on this corner route, maybe thinks it's going to be a flat, and that's all Trevor Harris needs. You can see it here. We had Sam Emilus underneath to draw coverage, and then you're basically playing a two-man game on that corner. You're high-low on him. If he goes high with the corner, you come back low, and all you need is a step. Duncan Busby's in the right place, and there's 7 on the board.
Pimpleton will take it, and he makes a nice cut, has a little bit of room. And the ball is out, tries to dive back on it, they'll fight for it, who's got it? The Riders say it's them! Sort through this mess, there's a flag on the play as well. It's Nick Weeb who comes out of the pile with the ball. Pimpleton on a record pace for kick return yards this season. That turnover could come back to bite him for sure.
Nick Weeb out of the University of Saskatchewan. The Husky product there makes a big play. I'll say that's when you watch this. See the return is going to the left of the screen to the right. Pimpleton just abandons the return.
Great play.
And it's a phenomenal play to get a rip in there by Weeb. Here he is.
And Pimpleton went off script.
Correct.
The officials here with a long discussion. All right, let's send it down to field level for the call on this one. This is an interesting one here.
The ruling on the play is an Ottawa fumble recovered by Saskatchewan. First down.
Well, there was a flag on the play, they said, but
that was very
no mention of
anticlimactic.
it.
Let's watch this big rip here by Weeb. Boom! Rip the ball out. That's what they always say, and I try and teach my 18-year-old kids this in London, Ontario. Carry the ball in your outside arm. There's the flag.
There's a flag. I think they were thinking Weeb was out of bounds and came back into the play, but he reestablished himself. So they essentially picked the flag up. Here's Harris looking for a quick strike. No, he's going to drop it off to Conley. Conley runs into Allen, trying to hang on to this ball as the Red Blacks will drive him back. 7 yards on the pickup.
I'll tell you, Mark Mueller dialed up a shot here. So when you watch this thing, you can see Trevor Harris in the background. They try and do a little play action. It's a slip screen. And what you love is the veteran quarterback who sees, okay, we dialed up a shot. It's not there. Come to the check down and win first down. I love the aggressiveness coming off the turnover. Take a shot. Okay, don't force it. That's it. Again, it's a small play, but it has a huge emphasis on the game when you can have a quarterback that can execute like that.
Mark Mueller trying to dial something up here on 2nd and 3. Schaefer, Baker, and Johnson out to Trevor's right. That's where he looks. That's where he's going to throw. And wide open on the far side of the field, Keyshawn Johnson. And there's an injured Red Black down on the play as well here.
Yeah, so it's actually the injury here, but we're going to get deep with Houston here, and Williams is supposed to come here, but he gets hurt and cover this, and that's why it's so wide open. And you can see him kind of go down here.
Non-contact.
Yeah. You hope all is okay. Generally, the non-contacts are not great. I'm not a doctor. But if you're wondering why it looks so uncontested on a 2nd and 3.
All right, they will get a look at Bennett Williams, who's having a really nice season for Ottawa. He's off to a great start, had a big game last week as well. And they will chat with him as we step away here at TD Place. His teammates, no pressure at all whatsoever on that right leg.
Yeah, you can see him right here at the top of your screen. Okay, he ends up coming down here, and as soon as he goes to trigger into that flat, it's a non-contact. That's usually not a good sign.
Conley on the ground again, busted through the line, getting some help from his friends, and they'll push it ahead. That's a pickup of close to 9 yards on first down. Had that 10-yard pickup on first down in the first quarter as well.
Yeah, Conley's off to a hot start here, and I love you're going to look at the fullback runs, 39, climbing up, getting onto Allen. That's going to look good in the film room tomorrow, big fella. Conley follows his blocks well there, and they win first down with a short one to go here.
Tommy Stevens called back into duty. Needs just a yard to move the chains here. Bertrand Hudon will swing around to the right, and Tommy pushes it ahead. He's going to break one of those at some point this year.
He certainly seems like it, and on this offensive line, I think it's always a good idea to go to Hardrick's side on these. You can see he's big number 52, gets in there, fires out the ball. They make it look easy. It's not an easy play to get, maybe a yard, but to get 3-4, you really got to move a lot of mass to do that, get that done.
And another Red Black injured down on the field. This time it's Wakefield. And that would be a big loss on the defensive line here for Ottawa. Looks like they work on his right leg in his 10th season. Couple tackles, one tackle for a loss this season already. Knocked down as well. Doesn't have a sack yet this year. Doesn't look like he's in near as much pain as what we saw from Bennett Williams.
Yeah, I believe this is him right here, and we're just going to watch what happens. Yeah, I believe it's 67 Zach Fry, who's firing off the ball from the other way, just lands on him. Usually when someone lands on you, it could be a twist, but it's potentially, not always, the worst injury ever. And he's coming off the field right now on his own accord.
Not too much of a limp.
A little twist of the ankle, who knows?
Well, they'd like to get him back. Don't you just throw some tape on it? Isn't that what you do?
Yeah, that's what they say about ankles.
Just tape it up.
It's a far away from the heart.
First quarter was great for the Red Blacks. They've given up a touchdown here, had a turnover and a kick return, and now suffered a couple of injuries piling up here. Harris back to Conley. Conley will push it ahead again. They're making something work on first down here with Quali Conley right now. You can keep picking up 4 or 5 yards on first down. Opens a lot of things up.
It does.
For Trevor Harris, doesn't it? Oh, there's another Red Black down on the field here. That one is Niles Morgan, middle linebacker, who's actually on pace to break the all-time tackles record this season. He's got 26 tackles in 3 games. It's 156 tackle pace. The record is 144 with Solomon Alamimian. That's how good a start he's off to. A couple riders on that list there too.
This would be a massive, massive loss. You're playing an elite offensive unit. I mean, you see the stats there. This couldn't be more of a polar opposite situation for Ottawa as far as the quarters have gone. You start with the big 2 turnovers in that first quarter. We'll watch Morgan here at the end of this tackle.
Came down hard on his right knee, maybe?
Tough to tell.
Yeah.
He's trying a little jog off the field there. That's a positive sign.
Jamie Petway into the game in that middle linebacker spot. 2nd and 7 for Harris. already has a passing touchdown in this quarter, and that one in and out of the hands of Emelis. Still doesn't have a catch in this game, and it'll be 3rd and 7, and they'll settle for a field goal attempt to tie it.
When you watch Trevor here, he's going to look right. Okay, we talk about his eyes and his feet. Comes right back to his third read. It's 2 guys over to the right, and Emelis is there, potentially a catch and run. You know, it's not the perfectly placed ball, but obviously extremely catchable. It's been a bit strange for Saskatchewan because one of the strengths of their team, their receiving core, has dropped some balls to start this game.
Well, you know what's strange is Trevor Harris has 5 incompletions. Those 5 incompletions were thrown to Schaefer Baker and Emelis, his go-to guys. They haven't caught one of the 5 targets thrown in their direction just yet. But here we are, tied at 10 on Friday Night Football in the nation's capital. Luke, I think it's very possible. Well, Argentina's being pushed to the brink here by a lesser club tonight, so anything is possible. On the ground, Adebayoye, there he goes, first down up to midfield, and he's forced out of bounds. That's his first touch of the ball game, goes for 15 yards.
Tell you that, Coach Dinwiddie will like this start here. Again, you looked at good press there, and there was not much of a crease, but Adebayoye finds it. Presses in here again. All he needs is a small little crease, keeps the feet moving. And just like that, we're at the 55.
Adebayoye, thought by a few people around the league I've talked to, on the verge of being an everyday starter somewhere in this league. Mayer throwing here, goes up high, and it's hauled in. Hardy's got it inside the 40 as the Red Blacks look to regain some of that momentum they had in the first quarter.
You know, Mayer called this man right here, Hardy, crafty. I want you to watch this right, a little RPO action. He's just going to roll this, a speed cut in. Here he goes, boom, boom. 1 foot in the ground, speed cut. We try and get flat balls out on time.
Moving quickly now, dumps it off. Adebayoye upended and taken down by Antoine Brooks. Came into this game with 20 tackles. Give you another look at that catch from Justin Hardy.
And when you talk about quarterback play, and I know the ball is a little high here, it's a great catch by Hardy, but it's not easy at the quarterback position, technique-wise, to put the ball in the running back's stomach, pull the ball, and then deliver a strike like that. Jake Mayer has looked very, very good thus far in this game.
That was the first catch of the game for Hardy, coming off 7 last week for almost 120 yards. 2nd and 13 after a 3-yard loss. Mayer, deep drop. Finds Bell, puts on the brakes, cuts it back in the middle of the field, but Brooks was able to trip him up, and Thurman was there making sure that they'd finish the job on him.
Just a little check down here from Jake Mayer. Again, you don't want to force anything. You got points on the board, or you would assume points on the board. It's 10-10. As much as it's not exciting football, I think Coach Dinwiddie's going to like that. We made this field goal kick a lot easier.
Well, they're 11 for 11 on the season. This one will be a 40-yard attempt. And right down the middle. Ottawa retakes the lead. 13-10 with just under 6.5 to play here in the second quarter. Things have not been going right in the direction of Ottawa. Those are big 3 points from Lothar.
Yeah, and I always say this, you're in a tough game, and I'm pretty critical of kickers. I am. You know, guilty as charged, but I found it so strange, Dustin, when it's like you're out here grinding, you're gonna beat up, it's a dogfight in there, and then the kicker comes on, and he, you know, at least Lothar's got a normal face mask. Sometimes they got 1 bar across here, he's been chilling, and he misses, and you're like, man, we had a fight to get down here.
Excuse me, sir, you have one job.
I always did feel like that a bit as a player, but there are crucial
It's got to be a horrible feeling for a kicker. It ain't just
yeah, I don't care.
Empathize with the kickers a little bit. You're right, you don't do your job, it's going to look bad on you. Harris takes over on his 40 quickly. Deep shot, lay it out. Did he haul that in? Yes, he did. Johnny Johnson III. First catch in the CFL is a beauty.
And it's just going to be a corner route here. Okay, nothing too crazy, but we get leverage and we win. And you see the pressure from the top of your screen right now. So Trevor sees it. He knows he's one-on-one. We have a little flag concept, or smash concept, if you will, which is a corner and then something low underneath.
Ottawa is challenging the ruling of a catch. We'll review the play.
Coach Dinwiddie's upset. He's upset.
He doesn't like they had to use his challenge here. They showed the replay up on the big screen here at TD Place, and the crowd roared with disapproval, and the flag came out quickly after. Here, this should be a good look. Let's see.
Yeah, that ain't catch.
Heck of an effort.
This is
Was
where
his hand underneath him
this
when
is
it
where
bounced?
in every professional football league that I watch, I don't know what is and what isn't a catch, because now, like, from that angle, I say it is a catch. As much as the ball hit the ground, and I feel like these rules change, it doesn't look like he loses control.
Oh, this would be a good look.
So he's got control. The ball hits the ground for sure.
Ball did hit the ground. His arm kind of rolled under it right after, I think. Likely coming back, but let's find out.
After review, the ruling has been changed to an incomplete pass. He's second down.
Well, it was a highlight reel effort for your first crack at it in the CFL for Johnny Johnson out of Oregon.
Yeah, that was, again, you said it, a tremendous effort. Wow.
Laid out for it, just could not keep it cleanly on the way down, and it'll be a 2nd and 10. Would have been a 21-yard pickup. Instead, back at the 40 for the Riders. Harris gets this one away, looking for Duncan Busby. And a flag does come out at the end of that play, looking like a pass interference on the far sideline.
It's just a comeback route from Duncan Busby here at the top of your screen. You're going to see this thing. He's going to get to the sticks. He's going to roll up. He's the very highest receiver at the top. Boom, puts his foot in the ground, comes back to the sticks, and Fry he runs the route for him. And I'll be honest, if they call this on Fry, you're going to see another challenge flag come out right now. This is not a penalty. It's just not a penalty. If that's on Fry, I will let it go. There's no world of it's a penalty.
Pass interference. Ottawa number 6. 10-yard penalty. First down.
As you can expect, Dinwiddie furious again.
So they didn't call it on Fry.
That wasn't Dinwiddie. Just,
Yeah.
you know, if you heard the ref you suck call, that came from the crowd. I'm going to say accidental pass interference. And that will stand. Now Harris, one-on-one, drops it in there, trying to go back to Johnson again. Working against Henderson. This one will fall incomplete. No flags anywhere.
So it's the same concept here as before. You get the 2 receiver and you've got a corner and a little underneath route here. But the difference is we end up on inside leverage. So we end up on inside leverage here. So it's very hard to get to that corner on Henderson. And Henderson gloves this thing up. You have to tip your cap right now to Will Fields in this defense, because they are clamping up a great receiving room.
Trevor Harris has just 74 yards passing on 50%. Has time. Johnson's got it at the 40, and he'll hang on as he's taken down by Marcus Barnes. Well, when Trevor has needed something today, he's gone to that man, Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, it's a smart play here. It's a little stick-nod action. And Keyshawn just straight up wins. So we're at the point where we're calling double moves and you're winning. Again, Barnes would like that rep back, but that being said, if that's how you're going to get beat, you can at least live by it. Okay, I got burned on a double move.
25 yards to Johnson. He's got 5 catches. The rest of the Riders receiving group has 3. Back to him again. Spin move. They'll hang on, and Houston make sure he's got to grab that ankle. They'll give him another 7 yards. Back to Johnson again.
And again, they're making it tough at 7 yards, Dustin, but that's a tight window throw. I keep singing the praises of Will Fields. Fun little fact, he was Corey Mace's DB coach when Corey Mace was the Argos DC in 2022-2023, so comes from the same tree.
Knows a little something, doesn't he?
Little coaching tree action.
As the clock ticks down to the 3-minute warning here at TD Place. Riders march on. Empty backfield this time for Harris. That one is batted down and falls incomplete. Niles Morgan, who left the game earlier, a little banged up, back there to make the play.
Yep. Something happens here on the right side. We just get a little confused here at right guard, and we end up turning loose a defensive tackle.
And we have hit 3 minutes here in Ottawa. Riders will look to tie it at 13 when we return.
This is fun. Hey, coming up here, Rod Smith, Farhan Lalji. What do you got going at halftime?
Man, you hit the ball well today. I'd rather show that.
Thanks
Is there a
very
game
much.
today?
I don't know. Let's go back now to Dustin and Luke.
You could have done this for a living alone.
You think so?
Very cool to get a throw from the legendary Rod Smith. This kick is up. Oh, and they sneak it through. Alex Hale just enough inside the upright. I like the glasses he's wearing, too.
This is what I'm, to further my point.
On the kicker thing? Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. I'm sorry, kickers.
This is my MO. I'm not a big kicker guy. He does make it. I always liked the joke, again, as I got older, and was more veteran, I just say, hey, you know what's a good idea? Just kick it in the middle. That was my advice. But they all count.
Practice a little harder. Kick it in the middle. Tied at 13. Pretty good Friday night football affair shaping up. Here's Mayer. And that one too high to handle. Looking in the direction of Justin Hardy. Mayer's 9 of 11. And in a season where quarterbacks have been throwing the ball at an incredible rate. Harris is at 106 yards. Jake Mayer's at 68 yards.
Yeah, Jake has kept everything underneath. And again, before we say, oh, why isn't he pushing the ball down? Right from Coach Dinwiddie's mouth was, take the simple throws. I will manufacture the shots.
So he's saying, you take what you get. I'll try to find you
a shot,
some deep ones along the way. Riders send for Mayer. Little bit of time. Steps up now. Gets it away. That is incomplete. Trying to find Caden McDonald. But he was on the run. Saying he got hit in the head as he heads off the field.
I want you to take a look at Vodder's here. He's number 9 at the top of your screen. Just the effort. So here he goes. He has a little stunt inside. He's still running. And he's just making life miserable down there. And this is where Saskatchewan can be so good on defense. We can rush forward and cause the pocket to collapse, and you have the effort like that. It's tough slug.
Towering kick. Hangs up there forever. Dropped inside the 10. Sexton trying to escape. He will not. Oh, he's hammered down at the end of the play. 60-yard kick. Halftime is coming up. We're set up nicely out in Kelowna once again. Kate and the crew fresh off the Stampede Bowl last night. We'll be breaking this one down as the Red Blacks putting up a fight against the 2-1 Riders. Like they had a great time last night in Calgary. Not as good a time as Vernon Adams Jr. had last night.
Smoke.
You know you're firing all cylinders when you're throwing tutties with your left hand.
Correct. Right? It's got too easy. I've got too many with my right hand, so we'll go with the other hand now.
Now on the ground, straight up the middle. I think it's just outside the 20 with 2:23 on the clock. There's Big Joe here in Ottawa. Look at that teddy bear, to Kate. Yeah, from your pal, Joe. Look at the muscles on this guy.
Joe's been in the gym.
Yeah, he works out a little bit.
Yeah, he's a good dose of creatine monohydrate as well. Healthy dose.
Kate's got her pick of the litter across the league with these mascots. 2nd and 7. Harris felt a little bit of heat. got it away, and he's got a first down as he finds Emelis, and that is Emelis' first catch of the evening.
And Trevor, again, a lot of quarterbacks would scramble there. He's working the left side of the field, but his feet and his eyes are just on it. He gets back to Emelis. Emelis comes back to the ball, which gives him a little bit of a crease to kind of turn up. I know it's a simple play, but instead of punting right there or scrambling, you never know what happens. He just sits in the pocket and delivers.
You don't see him make many throws when his feet aren't set properly, do you?
No,
Gets this one away again, and that is Keyshawn Johnson. They probably hit him on that route 3 or 4 times in this game. That is his team-leading 7th catch on 7 targets.
And again, I want you to watch Trevor's feet here and mirror it up with his eyes, okay? And this is the rhythm, the tempo, okay? He takes his little drop back, he goes there, and you see that one little, almost shuffle, we can call it a hitch. So he talks about getting the ball out on his first hitch, and if it's not there, don't wait on the route. Go to your next read. A lot of quarterbacks, especially young guys, will say, I want to throw this. So they hitch, and they hitch, and they hitch, and then they're out of time. So when you watch that feet there, great job by the boys in the truck. Just see the rhythm and the tempo.
Lays this one out on the near sideline, and Duncan Busby goes and gets it.
Look at this guy. He's the professor, Dustin, and here he is again. Again, this is his first read, so it's going to come out a little quicker. So boom, ball snap. We're going to push back here. 1, 2, 3. We don't need a hitch there because it was quicker. So he knows certain routes. Okay, this is coming off the back foot. My second read is off the hitch. My third read, don't second hitch, get to it. I know we're talking complex football, but that's why this guy's playing the best in the league right now.
2nd and 3. Red Blacks send 5. Harris, 1-on-1. Drops it out there. Turned around was Duncan Busby, and he could not pick that one up. 3rd and 3 midfield, and they'll kick it away.
I love the aggressiveness here. You got a 1-on-1 matchup with Duncan Busby. See the corner sitting. He's kind of flat. Probably missed that throw by a yard, and that could be kind of both. It looked like Busby was kind of falling down a little bit as well.
When you play with such tight windows, Trevor Harris, you miss it by a yard, he's going to be furious with himself on that one. Chapman set to kick it away into the night sky here in the nation capital. Pimpleton cleanly at the 15. Walks the line and eventually steps out after a 45-yard kick. Well, we were talking about Big Joe. And here's a look. It's been a rough ride for Big Joe and Red Blacks fans in Ottawa since 2019. 27-79-1. That is at the bottom of the CFL over that stretch. And just one playoff game, also the fewest in the league over the last 7 years. And this doesn't help. 13 starting quarterbacks, most in the CFL. Tough to find some continuity as a franchise when you're rolling through guys.
Yeah, that's incredibly difficult. And I'll be honest, you can't be giving Kate little stuffed teddy bears if you have those kind of numbers.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to happen. You got to have better. I mean, that record was pretty tough just to look at on the graphic. Now, right here, Dustin, not the best start. You're now, you lose yards on first down, but Ottawa should be thinking, hey, let's see if we can steal a field goal and double up on possessions.
Yeah.
You can get the ball at the half. You come out, you run an outside zone, which I get the call, and you lose 3 yards. Coach Dinwiddie's got to be beside himself with his offensive line and his running backs in that situation. Just can't happen. Even if you get to 2nd and 7, we're moving, we're trying to steal. Again, I call it stealing a possession. Score at the end of the half, get the ball coming out. Now your back's against the wall here.
Helmet issue for Vaughters. He was in Winnipeg last year, in Calgary for a handful of years before that. And because of this, he's going to have to come out of the game for 3 plays. So he'll jog over to the far sideline with 45 seconds on the clock.
Call me a bit old school, but the D lineman with the single digits now just trips me out a little bit. I'm just not used to it.
You can't get used to it.
No.
You got to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
There's not many of them. You won't find many of them in the league. Vaughters, Willie Jefferson still rolling number 5. We'll go back to Bell. Speaking of number 5s, he's going to be wrapped up. And as the clock ticks down to 21 seconds, Ottawa will come out with their punting team one more time. Well, if you're Ottawa, haven't won yet this year. You're playing the Riders, who are the defending champions. I know you're up 10-0. It's 13-13 right now. How are you feeling going into the room?
You know, I think you squandered a tremendous start, if I'm being honest, Dustin. And I'll say this. I get that we're playing a bit of a chess match, but what do you got to lose right now if you're Ottawa? You're playing the defending Grey Cup champs. I'm coming out in the second half. I'm slinging the ball over the field, and I'm putting my foot on the absolute gas to try and find a way to get the win.
They had the punt team come out. They then just decide to bring Jake back out to take a knee, and that will do as the clock ticks down to 0. The Riders offensively stuck in neutral compared to what we've seen so far this season, but they still are tied on the road. Friday Night Football 13-13. Let's take a look at what got us going in this football game. And it was Jake Mayer on the run to his right, finding Cade McDonald. And McDonald with a block from Pimpleton, able to find the end zone. Just his second career catch, his first career touchdown. And that got Ottawa off to a pretty good start in this one. He is standing by right now with Kenzie Lalonde.
Well, Kate, I'm sure it's just kind of been a whirlwind for you. Came in as a starter last minute with Keelan White, couldn't go. I'm sure you envisioned what your first touchdown may be like in the CFL. How did that measure up?
You know, it was unbelievable. You know, we were just going as an offense, and the ball happened to come to me. KP made a unbelievable block to get me in the end zone, and it's just a great feeling. But we got to keep it up in the second half.
Offense is really finding ways to sustain drives. What's working for you guys?
Just keeping up our tempo, running the plays that we're good at, and just everyone doing their job.
Have fun.
Thank you very much.
All right, Kate, the woman of the hour. Over to you and the guys in Kelowna.
Kenzie, I don't know how I feel about all this attention, if I'm being honest with you, but I do know how I feel about this fabulous city that is Kelowna, British Columbia. It is Bud Light.
I am on the rise. I was told only the strong survive. The difference between y'all and I. Without wings, I was born to fly. Get your game face on. 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 'Cause I'm coming to play, boy. Get your game face on. Get your game face on. 'Cause I'm coming to play, boy.
We are tied at 13 in the nation's capital. Red Blacks and Riders. Biggest star offensively in this game so far, Keyshawn Johnson. 7 catches, 99 yards, standing by with Kenzie Lalonde.
Keyshawn, this offense found a way to claw back into this game. What changed?
We just went out there and executed as a team, defense, offense, and special teams, but we got to keep our foot on the gas and keep going.
You guys are a high-octane offense. We know that. What is it about this Ottawa defense you need to be most mindful of?
They out here, they're playing hard, they're flying around, so we got to match the intensity and, just pick up bars.
Okay, have fun.
All right, thank you.
Ottawa will have the ball to start the second half, and we are underway. Pimpleton just inside his own 15. Good initial burst, broke one tackle, and takes it back for a return of close to 20 yards. Jake Mayer looked after the football in the first half. 9 of 12, 68 yards and a touchdown. Going to want to start to push it down the field a little bit. That's got to be something Dinwiddie's thinking at least, right?
Yeah, I get a little scared just because there's such a discrepancy between these two teams. If this was a situation where Ottawa was, loaded with talent and you thought you could go head-to-head and win this gritty 13-13 game, and maybe they do, But for me personally, if it continues this way, you just feel like Trevor Harris, a Corey Mace-led team, a former Grey Cup champion, or such as a former last year's Grey Cup champion, will find a way to win that one. So I would look for Coach Dinwiddie to try and, again, he mentioned it to us this week, just fire that big shot. Be a bit more aggressive this half and try and catch someone or a coverage and make a big play.
It was Pimpleton who was down after the return. He is up and he is running off, but a little bit of a grimace on that face. Clear hitch in his giddy up as he works his way to the sideline. As I mentioned earlier, leads the league in kickoff return yards so far this season. His right leg got tied up as he was taken down. Ottawa is going to start it on the ground with Bell. And he's got nowhere to go, as has been the case most of the nights. 5 carries in the first half for just 14 yards, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Got to find a way to get this guy going.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that they haven't used him a little more in the flats or in bubble concepts. Part of what you can do when you struggle to run the football is you throw these bubbles and you have the wide receivers block. It's just an extension of a run game. That was something I thought they'd really try and focus in on in the first half. They did not get to it very often, so maybe they'll be a halftime adjustment. They can win first down a little easier.
Had 2 catches for 14 yards. Empty backfield here for Mayer. Goes over the middle. McDonald's got it, staying on his feet. And he's got a first down. What an excellent effort from Cade McDonald, who's got their only touchdown in the game as well. And this is all Cade McDonald to pick up this first down.
You want to talk about a great effort here. And Mayer comes back. Little jerk route by McDonald where he can kind of sit and then break across the linebacker's face, but get those extra yards. But it does look like they have pulled the back.
Is down by contact at the 42.5-yard line. 3rd down.
Oh, poor guy.
I still like the effort. Dinwiddie's furious again. He's been fired up a few times tonight.
I get it.
Let's see another look at it here.
Oh, right there,
Elbow.
forearm. Elbow, forearm.
Yeah, left elbow. I think even once Dinwiddie sees that, he would understand, wouldn't
Yeah,
he?
but I love this guy, man. Look at him, look at him. He just wears his emotion right on his sleeve.
Another high kick from Getman. Sexton will take it at the 10. A little bit of a stumble. Good burst on the far side, and he's got a little bit of room on the sideline. Sexton, one man to beat, and he does! 30, 20, 10, touchdown Riders! Matthew Sexton into the starting lineup and into the end zone. Wow, what a return!
I'll say this, Dustin. First off, we'll watch this back. I think we might have got away with a block in the back. Maybe it was a fall, and then it was an awful effort by our punter trying to make a tackle. Tremendous return. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but we'll look here. It's going to be on the left side of your screen. It looked like we had dead to rights coming right here, and we're pushing the back. Was number 19 was pushing them right here. And that's just unacceptable. I understand that you're a punter. I get that. But at that point, even it's World Cup season, even a slide tackle, you eat the fine, you stop the touchdown, you take the penalty. The way your defense is playing, that just can't happen. That's not going to get you many friends in the locker room.
That was awful.
That's really... Remember that comment I had about kickers?
But we were talking about BC. Carl Meyer made like 3 tackles on special teams.
You just got to
see him at least dive at the lower body, take him up at the waist.
I even say this is a personal term, just iron cross it. Literally just stand in front of him, put your arms out, eat it. Yeah, you're going to get smoked, but...
Kind of caught me off guard because I thought for sure he was running out of room when he got to the kicker. And Getman just sort of got out of the way. Sexton will take it. Look out! Don't worry. He's gone. House call. Sexton. Riders are on top. Welcome back to TD Place in Ottawa, and welcome to the CFL. Matthew Sexton, as he's got to return into the lineup because Letcher had been injured. Gets an opportunity and makes the most of it.
I mean, it's a tremendous job staying in bounds. He was closer. You want to talk about walking the tightrope. Straight out of Eastern Michigan.
We'll give you another look at it from a lower angle after the kick here. You'll see just how close he was. Now, Pimpleton not back to return this, so it's Cade McDonald who has a touchdown in this game. And his response on the return will get them just outside the 30. But this is how close Sexton was to stepping out of bounds. Look at this.
Game of inches. Ooh. Even to keep his heel from touching there.
Trevor Harris is going to love it. Let's see Dinwiddie on the other sideline. Not so much. I can tell you what happened the moment he put his hand up.
Yeah.
That was when his punter kind of got out of the way.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny.
Mayer now trailing by 7. This time they do get it out into the flat to Greg Bell. This is what you want to see more of.
Correct. So when you're trying to win first down, I know, okay, we can't run the ball. So this is just a run game extension. We're having a very hard time moving this D line. So all we're going to do is we're going to bubble outside here, and we're going to use our receivers to block, and then you got to make one-man miss, and we split this here, and Greg Bell's pretty good at making one-man miss. And now we're in 2nd and short. The whole playbook is at our disposal.
They got 7 to Bell. That's his 3rd catch of the game. Only McDonald has more. Quiet night for Geno Lewis. Quiet night for Everhart. We haven't even mentioned his name. Now over the middle, bouncing around, and it's hauled in. Fabulous effort by Hardy. But there's a couple of flags on the field. Caught that on the 2nd or 3rd bounce, didn't he?
This will be a shame if this is on Ottawa, because it's a big play. This is the shot we wanted.
Ottawa number 82. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
82 is Ethan Jordan, who drew into the game tonight.
Repeat,
Keelan
2nd
White
down.
was a game-time decision, could not go.
Oh, no, I mean, it looks like we're already offside right here on your screen. Oh, no. That's just really tough. This is what I'd call a gin concept, which is an inside go and then an in-breaker underneath it. Mayer fires a dart in a tight window. Look at the concentration by Hardy.
They keep moving too, right? And get those hands on it.
I mean, Fields is all over that thing. And again, if you're Ryan Dinwiddie right now, you come out here, you want to know why he's upset? Because we give up a punt return for a touchdown in a 13-13 game, and then we have our youngster come in and go offside, and it ends up being a 30-yard penalty when you include the completion.
Yeah, 23 yards wiped right off the board.
My goodness.
Yeah. Can't do that.
Not against this team.
Mayer has that batted down at the line. James Waters got his hand on it. And things slowly starting to get away from the Red Blacks here on Friday Night Football. Still a ton of time to go, but they've been trending in the wrong direction since the first quarter.
Again, it's tough. It's a tough situation, but you slide the protection to Waters there. So you've got McEwen and Vaccaro. It's a 2-on-1, and he splits the double team. So if the guys who shouldn't have won, Waters is the guy who should have been at least stonewalled at the line.
Sexton again. This time he'll go right back up the middle. There is a flag just inside the 30, back by the kicker. And we will step away from TD Place. Ottawa scored 10 points in the first. Ottawa Friday Night Football. Malik Stryker has been flagged for this special teams battle here.
It is a hold. Whenever you see the spin, the hold happens. But what I love is that my guy lost his helmet, his bucket's gone, and he's still trying to block. We can work with that.
He loses his lid.
Yeah.
Gets the penalty. Yeah. That's got to sting a little bit.
It does, it does. But again, I think big picture here, you're on this Saskatchewan coaching staff. You like that ferocity.
There's some fight in the game there for sure. After that penalty, it does back them up inside the 10 from their own 7. On the ground, back into the belly of Quali Conley. And back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have lost a yard on the play.
Massive second down here. All the momentum is in Saskatchewan's favor. You know, Ottawa has been very, very quiet since the first quarter. Chance to flip the field, get Jake Mayer back on here. This would be a backbreaker if Saskatchewan find a way to get this first.
Harris is 12 of 21. Gets it away quickly. Schaefer Baker, if you can believe it, that's his first catch of the game. People who started Schaefer Baker in fantasy tonight are just unhinged.
Unhinged. I like that. Also behind us is a great catch. Just don't think it's going to be enough. So tip your cap to Ottawa. Got a 2-and-out here. And again, Coach Dinwiddie right now. Yeah, you'd love a big play, but let's not get in our own way. Okay, let's have a nice return. It's not your starting punt returner. Let's catch this ball and let's put Jake Maier in a good position to lead a scoring points drive.
No Pimpleton left the game earlier in the half to be looked at. So this is McDonald right at midfield. McDonald, can he find some space? Not much. He'll take it down inside the 50. Still good field position from just inside the 54, Ottawa. You think you've got the leg for it? Old Dutch Foods is giving one fan the chance to win $500,000 at this year's CFL West Final. Visit kicktowincontest.ca. That's kicktowincontest.ca to enter. I see that guy do it in the mask. Has to keep the mask on.
Electric Factory.
We'll reveal after who it was if he hits it. All right, great field position here for Jake Maier. Now's the time for Ottawa. They'll get it to Gino Lewis. Braces for contact. And he stopped about a yard short of a first down. Not a bad idea to get that guy involved.
Not at all. And if you want a one-on-one matchup guy, Gino Lewis is him. Now, again, I know it's a simple play here, but we talk about winning first down. Okay, you put radar up front, which means everybody on the line of scrimmage, they bail out of it. You watch Gino Lewis at the top of the screen. Okay, I like to call this a shin. I don't like these slant calls. I call them a shin. Short in, kind of tempo up, push flat.
Not a true slant.
Yeah, not when I hear slant, I think you're ripping. You're ripping in there.
Bobbled on the snap by Bryson Barnes. And you hope for Ottawa's sake they at least got back on top of it. This would be a backbreaker. And Barnes does have it.
Dustin, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind, and I feel you, Coach Dinwiddie. We can't do an exchange now in short yardage. I mean, we're very fortunate to come up with that ball. We mean the Ottawa REDBLACKS, but my goodness, it's becoming the bad news bears at times. What looked like a promising game, and again, Jake Maier's on the field for one play. It's a 9-yard completion.
We talked about it. Ideal start to the game for Ottawa. Clunky since then. They're going to go for it again. 3rd and 1. And now some whistles before they are able to snap the ball. Bryson Barnes is going to get a chance to redeem himself here a little bit. Okay, so we were told that they had to change the ball because it was a kicking ball that was on the field, because they brought Lawler and the field goal team out, then switched their minds, so they switched the ball. Now we're good to go. Hopefully it's one that he can hold on to here. Barnes steps up, has it to the left, finds some space, takes it down inside the 30, and that'll do for the REDBLACKS.
They call us quarterback Zorro. Zorro for zone outside. You're just going to see everyone goes left. They got a little gap. That's on film like a pre-snap. Week leading up. Hey, we get this. We got a kind of a tell here. We think we can get the edge. Some big yards there by Barnes. Make up for that fumbled snap.
Went for a dozen. 1st and 10 from the Rider 27. Ottawa looking to equalize. Maier gets it away quickly to Hardy. And he'll be wrapped up by Fields. And he'll once again be just short of another Ottawa first down. Boy, I know they've been stumbling a little bit here in the last quarter and a half, but if you can tie this football game on this drive, kind of reset everything for yourself.
Reset everything. I do think, and right now, a lot of it is underneath. You know, it's underneath throws. Again, quick here. Just take what the defense gives us. I think at some point in this game, a shot is going to come. So that could be the game plan.
Barnes back in again. Pushes it ahead, and he's got another first down inside the Rider 15 as Dinwiddie calls in the next play. Got an injured REDBLACK on the field at the 15-yard line, and that is Anthony Gosselin, their fullback, who's down and will be looked at. REDBLACKS have had to deal with a few of these on a warm evening at TD Place. Friday Night Football on TSN. Don't go that final round of 32 match. Just under 5.5 to play here in the third. Jake Mayer, pressure coming, gets it away. Finds Lewis, bounces off of Campbell, and then wrapped up and taken down by Antoine Brooks. Gino Lewis putting together an excellent career. CFL active leader, 7,368 yards. This is a spot where you find a one-on-one and throw it up to him in the end zone, don't you?
Exactly. Right now, it'll be interesting to see what this formation is. If they use any motion. They have been to the boundary. Here's our first motion away from it.
2nd and 7. Riders set it for. Everybody else drops off. Mayer's going to take off on his own. Pitches it back to Bell. Bell cuts it inside. And he's wrapped up short of the first down. As Jake Mayer trying to make something out of nothing there.
Yeah, this is a cool play, and Bell gets just enough, and it looks like they are going to attempt to go for this. It's not exactly how you drew it up. Little option route way down the field. Little speed option that's out of a scramble. My thought process here, Dustin, is even if you have no play called, you assume you're going to make the field goal. So I like that the offense is out there. Maybe try a hard count. You know, if you're going for it, you go for it.
Going for it, yeah. 3rd and 2. Are they going for it? They're trying to draw him off.
Time count violation. Ottawa number 13.
Runs out.
5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
So they'll settle for the field goal and make it a 4-point ball game. This much time left in the game. Take the points when you can get them.
I hear you. I guess what was confusing there, and you can see Coach Dinwiddie right now, he's screaming at someone, is that I figured they'd get out there with a little more time and really try and draw them offside. I thought that was a bit of a poor effort to draw the defense offside.
Not fooling anybody.
No.
Chip shot from the former Rider. 18-yard attempt just inside the left hash. And he remains perfect on the season. It is a beautiful night here in Ottawa. Even more so for Red Blacks fans if they can complete this comeback.
His way into that camp thanks to grandfather Al, who does not miss a practice, a college game, and Jackson still gets phone calls post-Rider games with Al's feedback.
Would have been a great call last week because Jackson Ford was all over the place last week. Now they're going to pitch it out to Conley. Runs into a little bit of traffic, pushes ahead for about a yard, maybe 2. Cool to keep it in the family, though, for the Fords. And there they are in that number 21.
Yeah, a little Regina Rams love here. Oh, big Regina Rams guy.
Yeah, you're being big following
Regina
in
Rams
Regina,
guy,
aren't you?
yeah. I gotta think. They're my personal favorite to win the Vanier this year.
There you go.
They are. Great offensive line over there.
Here's Harris, 2nd and 9. And Trevor's going to take off. This very rarely happens. Oh, and he dives forward, looking for the first down. He wanted that one, didn't he? And he's got close enough that no matter what, it would be Tommy Stevens' time anyway. How about Trevor Harris? We talk about his feet all night.
Yes, and you watch this series actually trying to work a sluggo to Keyshawn Johnson on the solo side. Sluggo meaning slant and go. So he's looking left to hold the safety, and he's coming back. And Keyshawn actually trips coming out of it. So that's not really a progression. He goes, okay, I got nothing now. We want to take our shot. I'll make something happen. Not a guy who usually scrambles, but I'll tell you who's going to like that right there. Mark Mueller, the OC.
That is his first carry of the season. I think Mueller's breathing a sigh of relief.
Yes, he is.
Quarterback slides are for the week, apparently, as Trevor dives forward, looking to pick up the first down. There's an injured Red Black. It is the former Rider Baldonado who's getting looked at the 30. Now he's going to hop up. He'll be all right. Let's give you another look at a rare Trevor Harris scramble here.
Look at him go diving head first. He knows where the first down marker is. He knows that they'll mark him down as soon as he initiates a slide. He says, absolutely not. My name's Trevor Harris. I'm a football player.
And you're running right at Niles Morgan, who leads the league in tackles.
Yeah, this guy is tough as nails. He's tough as nails.
Tommy Stevens back in to take care of business on 3rd and inches. And he pushes it ahead. Give him about 3 yards on that quarterback keeper.
Seems automatic when Tommy comes in the game. You know, they're in such control, such a good operation, their short yardage unit. He's going to step back here. You're just going to see him doesn't jump forward right away, kind of lets the O-line go. Boom. We do a little skip, get to the right side there. Too easy.
Trevor Harris, just 144 yards through the air tonight. Touchdown and an interception back to start the game. But he leads by 4. Finds Emelis. And Emelis has a first down for Saskatchewan as they look to drive the field and give themselves a little bit more cushion here late in the third.
Again, it's just too easy. You're going to look here on the left side. It's a cut coverage, so this half basically bounces. Trevor goes, we'll take that all day. We got a hitch and sitting right in that zone. We're throwing to a spot. Easy first down pickup. If you're going to run these coverages and show it to Trevor pre-snap, he will pick you apart.
Second catch of the game for Emelis. That one went for 11 yards. First and 10 from the 46. Near sideline. Tried to go right back over to Emelis again, and he could not get his hands on that one cleanly. It'll be second and 10 for Saskatchewan.
Yeah, just kind of a 4-step speedo, but it does look like Emelis is moving a little gingerly there, or is not really ripping out of it, so maybe he was expecting the ball a bit sooner, just off timing. Now we got another second and long because of that.
Keyshawn Johnson has been the go-to guy in these spots so far tonight. Schaefer Baker, though, leads the league. Second down receptions with 13. Harris, right down the seam, heads up, big hit, but they'll hang on. Johnny Johnson III, who had a highlight reel catch earlier that was ruled incomplete, goes and gets this one for his first official CFL reception.
This is high-level ball here, Dustin. So Ottawa loves to do this. They bring 6, they put 4 underneath too high. Okay, and what you're going to see here is edge pressure from both sides. So as this comes here, he understands Trevor going, okay, this is their go-to. They bring 6, they have 4 underneath too high, and too high, what's going to be open? The middle of the field. He sits in there, he delivers a strike, and now we're knocking on the doorstep.
Harris moved into 12th all-time in passing yards in the league. Wants some more here, and that is incomplete. In behind Duncan Busby. Harris looks like he wants that one back a little bit.
That's very uncharacteristic of Trevor Harris right there.
But he continues to move up the all-time list into 12th. Probably catch Tracy Ham by the end of the season as well. That's an elite career right there.
Elite career, and quite honestly, I know the age is getting up there, but he's playing at an extremely high level. It sounds like he takes tremendous care of his body. I still think he can still keep playing if he wants to.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know if anybody would really push back on that one.
Yep.
Harris down the field. Keyshawn Johnson, touchdown. Riders open it up a little bit more. Third touchdown of the year for Keyshawn Johnson, 26-16.
And you're going to see here, Keyshawn's going to run this in route. They've got an underneath route to kind of hold coverage down. So again, we've seen that flag earlier, and we just wrap the half. And we talk about tight windows. There's just not much you can do when you have a runner like Keyshawn, you have a thrower like Trevor. You speed cut and rip around the Sam linebacker. How do you defend that? How do you defend it?
I have no answer for you. And the Red Blacks haven't had one tonight either. Keyshawn Johnson has been targeted 8 times. He's caught all 8 of them for 122 yards and a touchdown. It's an 8-play, 70-yard drive, and the Riders lead 27-16. 3 quarters in the books on Friday Night Football. Red Blacks have to find a way. They've outscored the Red Blacks 27-6. It's been pretty dominant since then.
Yeah, it's been bloody for the Red Blacks after that first quarter. I'll say this, though. We talked about it earlier. This is not a team, Saskatchewan, you want to play in this gritty chess match. So I do think right now you need to make a statement. You need to put your foot on the gas, whether it's Gino Lewis, whether it's Hardy, but take that shot, try and find a spark, because there's just nothing happening offensively that's very exciting right now.
Yeah, we have not seen Ottawa really open it up down the field. And as you said earlier in the week, Dinwiddie told you basically it's not on Jake to do that all the time. He wants to open some things up for his quarterback.
Yeah, and I know we keep saying, hey, take a shot, take a shot, take a shot. This is also not a defense that makes it super easy to take a shot against. Sales right now is the #1 defensive back in the league when it comes to completion percentage allowed.
33?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then, okay, you want to go to the other corner, you got Tavo. This touchdown, though, again, I know they make it look easy, but Keyshawn here, I want you to watch. One is the speed cut, so he's 1 foot in the ground, so he kind of rolls it. Look at the window. Like, oh, we make it seem like it's just, oh, the easiest thing in the world. That's Trevor trusting his guy, throwing to a spot, knowing Keyshawn's going to rip it in there. It's timing, it's execution, and now it's a 2-possession lead.
Johnson had 10 for 112 and a touchdown last week. He's 8 for 122 and a touchdown this week. They're looking to go to Geno Lewis, but like you said, you got Sales on one corner and Campbell on the other. That time it was Campbell who made the play.
Yeah, Campbell does a great job driving the shin route again. This is that short end. He sees it right away. Just not a very exciting brand of football. When you can't run the ball, it does make things very, very tough.
Dead last in the league in rushing yards, coming in at just over 60. Mayer, this time he's got Hardy, who's tracked down from behind, close to midfield. Thurman will make the tackle. But one of these guys has to get unleashed. If it's Hardy, so be it.
Yeah, and Hardy's the craftier one of the two. You're going to see him here on the inside. He's going to push up to the sticks and just set down. But watch him work back to the ball, back to the ball, back to the ball. So, bam, we want to get the DB to turn his hips. Bam, see how he comes right there. Even though it's a subtle half-yard movement, just protects the throw, get the first down.
Mayer gets it away quickly, right back to Hardy. Stays on his feet, and another first down for Ottawa. This one goes for 15 yards.
And now we're starting to cook a little bit, and we're seeing these one-word tempo plays, but this is a wrap concept. Again, it's a speed cut in, and we just wrap around the linebacker. We're trying to hold him with a lower route. Great throw and catch. This is the world Jake Mayer said he likes to play, and they call them one-words, or up-tempo offense.
Still a lot of time if they can complete this drive. That one is zipped in there. First catch of the game for Eberhardt, and he pushes ahead. Should be enough for a first down. I'm surprised we hadn't seen more of Eberhardt in this game. He'd been targeted 23 times by Jake this season. Coming in, that's the first time we really mentioned his name tonight.
Again, and it is funny because it is something that Jake told us, but he loves this up-tempo, they call it one word. So a word might be Aggie. That was the word we use. Aggie stood for all go. And everyone knew exactly what to do.
Here this time, little pump fake. Now lays it out down the field. Hold in, Geno Lewis. They're going to mark him down at the one. That was into double coverage, and it did not matter. 34 yards to number 87.
And we've been lulling him asleep with this underneath stuff. I've been talking about shin routes. I've been talking about all these things. And now we're going to watch Mayer here just use a little shoulder motion because it's a sluggo. It's a slang go. Boom. And we come up. You can't see Lewis on that replay, but he basically sells that short end slant, gets Tavon to bite down. What a throw. What a catch.
Now they'll look to finish this drive. They'll hand it off, pushing towards the end zone. Ball pops out. What's the ruling here? The Riders say they're on it.
Dustin, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind.
Adeboboye lunged over the pile.
You don't reach the ball out on first down.
I think they're going to say he was down.
This will be very fortunate.
Ruling on the field is down with contact, short of the goal line. Second down.
Holy
relief
smokes.
for Red Blacks fans. Such a thing as trying too hard?
Absolutely. You're pressing a little bit too much again. Great cup on the line. Third down. Sure, reach it over. Not on first and goal from the one. Can't do it.
The previous play is under review.
Dustin, I hate to say it, but I think they might be jammed here. I haven't seen a replay.
That's your intuition. Let's see. All right, up and over. Let's see. This is going to be tough. That angle didn't help much. Where does this ball come out? Might have come out on his way down.
It's late. He goes to reach it over.
It doesn't look to me like the ground forced a fumble. Here we go. This might be our best look. Even that one's not too clean.
No, I think they might get fortunate that there's not enough evidence to overturn. I always got worried too is that even though you are landing, you're landing on other bodies. So does your knee touch? Does your elbow touch? It certainly is on the way down. I haven't seen anything yet to overturn it though.
That one doesn't help too much either. Like, or his, I don't, it might be impossible to tell if his knees are down by the time that ball came out.
You need that FIFA sensor in there.
Yeah, can we go to VAR on this, please? A critical call for Adam Baboye. I just don't, what we get, 4 different looks at it.
Yeah, there's, unless they got a view that we don't have.
This is a massive call in what could be a tight football game here.
After automatic review, the ruling on the field stands. Second down.
So they couldn't see anything to overturn it. And they had Bryson Barnes in the game, but they'll bring Jake Mayer back onto the field. Barnes had a bobble on a short yardage snap earlier. He's made 2 good plays since then, but they're going to go 2nd and goal with Jake Mayer. Does it matter? He's still running up there with Jake and letting him finish this, or are you throwing the ball?
I'm not a big believer in throwing the ball on the 1-yard line. I did experience something in my career that was very traumatic.
Never heard of it. All right, so it will be Jake. Short yardage, turns, fakes the handoff. He is going to throw to nobody. Flag on the play right at the tail end. Is that going to be roughing the passer? That came apart quickly, didn't it?
I'm going to bump exactly what I just said. I'm not a big fan of throwing the ball on the 1-yard line.
Roughing the passer, Saskatchewan number 90. Ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
I mean, I'm not seeing it. I'll be honest with you. I get your protected quarterbacks. Yeah, I don't think Coach Mace is seeing it either.
Yeah, I mean, from the angle that we saw, unless maybe some of the chest came through the head on the far angle, Corey doesn't like it.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Bryson Barnes is back into the game. Let's see if he can finish it. This would be his first CFL touchdown. Can he find it? Yes! Touchdown, Ottawa! Barnes finishes the job! And the Red Blacks aren't going anywhere on Friday Night Football.
Nice job by Barnes in the offensive line here. Left side gets a little bit of push. Desjardins, Boyd, center McEwen.
They will go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game. Still over 11 minutes to go in this one. Ottawa sitting at 0-3, trying to make this a 3-point game. They'll hand it off. Bell pushing, not going to happen. Riders defense there with the denial. But a much-needed drive for the Ottawa REDBLACKS, finished by Bryson Barnes out of Utah State. His first CFL touchdown.
And the receivers, he started early. Justin Hardy, little comeback on a 2nd and long, then to go back to Hardy on a wrap concept. Hey, we get a nice completion on first down to Eberhard, and then the sluggo for the big one to Geno Lewis, finished off by Barnes. And out of nowhere, what looked like the bad news Bears at times are now only 5 points down to the Saskatchewan Roughriders with a lot of time to play in the 4th.
8 plays, 80 yards in just 3 minutes and 41 seconds. And they finished strong offensively last week, too. Just a matter of finding it maybe earlier in games here for Ottawa. Now on the return, Bertrand Hudon. And he'll get it to the 35 before he is wrapped up on the play by Adrian Fry. And now Trevor Harris will trot back out onto the field. A couple of touchdowns tonight, just over 200 yards. And, you know, he'll be wanting to put together a 5-6 minute drive and try to seal this thing away.
Yeah, if they can go down here and make this a 2-possession game again, that would be a tough hill to climb for Ottawa.
Harris, 16 of 27. Had an interception very early in this game, but has looked after the ball since. This drive will start on his own 36. Harris fakes the handoff, looks down the field, and that one once again to Keyshawn Johnson. He's caught all 9 targets thrown in his direction. That goes for 15.
Little play action sail concept. You're going to put the ball in the stomach of your running back Conley. Here it comes, and then you're just going to have a sail from Keyshawn. You're seeing him right here on the screen. And boom, we stem inside. We win with leverage there, and the ball's thrown to a spot. Nice play call there by Coach Mueller. They also caught Ottawa in a blitz, so really the perfect play call. Make a pretty picture of Trevor Harris.
Ottawa sends for this time. Harris right down the middle, trying to find Schaefer Baker, and it falls incomplete. No flags on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 at midfield.
And Dustin, here's another fun one. Coach Mueller keeps his foot on the gas here. So we're looking right there. We're basically going to run the play action again. If you watch Trevor, and we're trying to split this middle field. As you can see, the safety came down, potentially playing the run. We're trying to get it over his head. It's a great job on the back end of Ottawa to hem this thing up. But I do respect it. It's really a tale of 2 different play callers, and part of that is personnel. But Coach Mueller has taken a lot of aggressive chances tonight, where Coach Dinwiddie has not.
Here's Harris. He's in trouble, and he's taken down. They finally get there. Villain has his first CFL sack.
It's a great job up front here. So again, it's nothing exotic out of all the stuff they bring. When we go this, it's not some sort of wild blitz. They're just bringing 4 guys, and we twist around this thing. And it's what I like to call an effort sack. Again, when I say twist, the defensive linemen kind of exchange gaps. Trevor tries to escape the pocket. Can't get it done.
Pimpleton back in the game, healthy, takes it at the 15 and steps out of bounds just outside the 20. First sack of the game for either team.
Holding Ottawa number 98. 10-yard
here in the 4th quarter for the Red Blacks. It's 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Catch all the action on a TSN. Touchdown, Kelowna takes 2. And we've got the winless Lions against the unbeaten Elks. That's a big game for BC tomorrow. Big one here for Ottawa. Trailing by 5. Big hole right up the middle. Pushing it ahead. All the way out beyond the 25 is Greg Bell, by far his best touch of the game. You might have saw holding flash up on the screen. That was on the return. That's why the drive was starting inside the 10, just to bring everybody up to speed. This carry goes for 21 yards.
Yeah, just a quick hitter right up the inside here, running downhill. This has been a real big struggle, and you're not gap sound. You've got Thurman kind of playing over the center.
Mayer under pressure, trying to escape. He will not. Riders defense is there. Jameer Thurman got a piece of him and did not let go. His first sack of the campaign.
Nice job here by Jameer. They're just going to line up kind of really mugged up, and we're going to cross in here with the 2 backers. And we have a little pick action where we pick the center, and Jameer comes right off of it.
2nd and long, deep drop. Jake in trouble again, spins and gets rid of it. And now Bell's got to try to make something out of nothing. And he is stopped short of the 35. Oh, a mad scramble there. And the Riders defense able to make the play. Dinwiddie's got his challenge flag in his hand. He was getting a look at it on the big screen, and I think he's now tucking it away.
Yeah, and we just get beat up top here on the right. You know, Vaughters gets a ton of pressure here. It's a 4-man rush, and you feel for Jake Mayer, because if he has time there, maybe he can make something happen. But it's a very tough league if you can't block a 4-man rush. 8 droppers, a lot of zone coverage, hard to find windows.
Sexton nowhere to go on this return. Took one back earlier in the game for his first CFL touchdown. Harris will look to seal this away when we return to TD Place on Friday Night Football. his teammates, and he'll go straight to the tent to get looked at. Riders lead 27-22. Looking to bounce back with a victory and improve to 3-1 on the season. Harris gets the ball. Conley right up the middle, broke a tackle and another, and he'll pick up a first down.
This is a really nice run play here. So you're going to watch as they do a lot of misdirection. When we roll this, you just see, again, kind of bodies flying all over the place, but all it really is the offensive line running an inside zone style play, and we're kind of walling some guys off and creating a crease there. So a lot of what I call window dressing on the motions, but nobody actually coming in and doing anything too physical.
Just for show. Now right back up the middle. Conley held on to by Niles Morgan. Still goes for 7 yards.
Timeout, Ottawa.
And Ottawa will use a timeout with 5.5 minutes left to go. They're still
Can we
within.
please reset the clock to 5:37.
Still within striking distance here if their defense can hold them to a field goal. Fields, defensive coordinator. The difference in this game right now really wasn't a horrible attempted tackle by their punter.
Yes.
That led to Sexton's punt return.
Don't bring that up again to me, Des. You're trying to get me going.
But it is the difference, right?
It is absolutely different.
That one return touchdown is major difference in this game.
Costing Ottawa.
2nd and 3, smack dab midfield here for Harris. Wants to throw, gets it away quickly. That is behind the outstretched arm of Keyshawn Johnson. Would have been his 10th catch of the game, as the first one that he didn't haul in.
Yeah, it's just very uncharacteristic on this offense. This is an RPO, reading the defensive end, and Trevor is expecting Keyshawn to sit. Keyshawn keeps moving in. You know, it's tough to tell who's right, who's wrong. But thus far, they've barely been off on different pages this year. And tonight, there's been 3 or 4 of these. There's been some drops. Again, just a very uncharacteristic performance by the Riders tonight on offense.
They still find themselves up by 5. Chapman on a high kick again. Pimpleton takes it, and he'll step out cleanly at the 25. Let's get to Wilson's game ball here on Friday Night Football. What do you got?
You always remember your first touchdown. There's 2 guys tonight, okay? You got Bryson Barnes and Matthew Sexton. You got Sexton and McDonald. I got Bryson Barnes jammed out. Okay, Sexton, who tight roped the sideline, and McDonald, who had the nice play with Pimpleton. A lot of first touchdowns tonight. Pretty exciting moment for these guys.
Well, Barnes had his first as well. 3 guys with their first.
3 guys first touchdowns tonight.
What was your first? Remember?
San Francisco. I think it was like week 15 or 16. Yeah, year 1. Big moment.
There you go.
Candlestick.
Rookie TD at Candlestick. Here's Mayer. And he put in a little bit of extra zip on that one, and it will be ruled incomplete. I believe it was Lacombo working nicely there against Hardy.
This is an awesome play by Lacombo. You're going to watch him here and just go, they call him hands to hands. So it's a nice catch by Hardy. He realizes that, and he just puts his hands right on where the receiver's hands are. At some point, you got to realize as a defender, hey, I'm jammed up here. I've given up a catch. I need to now try and make the play after he catches it.
Textbook, right? That's how you draw that one up.
And again, as much as we keep saying take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, this secondary has really prevented a lot of shots from being taken.
2nd and 10. Riders bring heat. Mayer gets it away down the field. Hardy's got it. What a catch. What a throw by Jake. And they're at midfield. And the Red Blacks are buzzing.
You want to talk about tight window throws? Jake Mayer, moment of need right now. There is not a lot of separation. We get this over the linebacker's head and fit it in between the safety. Again, I understand it hasn't been the most exciting brand of football, but that's a pretty big throw and catch right there.
Probably his best throw of the night. Needs another one. Near sideline. He's got Pimpleton, and Pimpleton will hang on, but it's a first down for Ottawa, and they're putting themselves in position to maybe go for the lead here on Friday Night Football.
Jake Maier really likes his up-tempo vibe. He's talked about it all week. He's won words. And it's certainly changed that the energy has changed since they've gone to this style of offense.
The combo is down on one knee. This is 16 yards from Maier. Pimpleton, his first catch of the night.
Pimpleton's one of those guys where every time the ball's in his hand, you always feel like he's just about to break one. You know, he's so elusive as a runner.
He's capable of that, man, yeah.
And even there, I know he looked like he might have stepped out of bounds and he was tackled. But you're like, oh, he's close to just, you know, splitting that and going.
Well, if he makes one man miss, nobody's catching him.
Yeah.
I think that's just how it is with Pimpleton and how it has been since he first burst onto the scene here in Ottawa. The combo is up. Just made that great play we were talking about a couple plays ago, so this will be a loss as he's going to come off the field. Jonathan Edouard will slide into his spot at halfback. He did start in that spot last week as Lacombe was out. He had 3 tackles and a couple of special teams tackles last week, did Edouard. 1st and 10 from the Rider 40. Clock ticks down towards 3 minutes here at TD Place. Maier fakes the handoff, gets it away. Gino Lewis pushes it ahead. And he's got another first down as Ottawa marches on. Marcus Sayles tried to jump that one.
This was almost a pick 6. We're going to watch right here. Okay, Sayles figures out what's going on. It's an RPO, and he just says, yep, I've got it. See him trigger right there. And it's a good thing that Maier put some zip on that. Because, my goodness.
15-yard pickup. We've hit 3 minutes in Ottawa. Nail-biter. Red Blacks have the ball, trail by 5. And the Red Blacks offense has come alive again here in the 4th quarter.
It's 2 weeks in a row now. I mean, you look at those first 3-quarter stats, and in this 4th quarter, I mean, 8 for 10 for 149. It's almost like a completely different team out there.
He's just shy of 80% passing on the evening. He's smack dab at 250 yards, has a touchdown.
So you watch him here, he's operating, he's calling the play at the line right now.
He's going to look all the way to the end zone for Lewis, and Lewis is out of bounds. Caught it, but was a couple feet out of bounds, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
So they're trying to get Lewis here on the edge. It's nice coverage. Again, at this point, I think it's realized, Jake Maier realized it is covered. Let's just throw this thing out of bounds and move on to the next play. It is weird they did huddle there, so they got away from their one-word tempo. See if it pays off.
Riders with 4 on the defensive line. That's all they'll send. Jake drops back, gets it away to Eberhardt, and Eberhardt will hang on to it, but he's going to be marked about half a yard short of what they need for a first down.
And they go back to this look here. This time it's Eberhardt where we try and get to the sticks and we come back to the balls. Simple, we're trying to push this defender, get him to get depth. There it is, you get a couple steps, we come back to the ball. And we've got some heat now, Dustin.
Back into the game comes Bryson Barnes. Needs about a yard to keep this drive and this game alive for Ottawa. Takes it cleanly, pushing ahead. He's not going to get there. Riders defense looks like they hold.
You just knew it. You got no push up front there. I mean, unless we miss something on a tighter camera angle, I don't see how this is a first down. This is Riders ball all day. Coach Dinwiddie's got to be sick to his stomach.
There was no real push there.
No, and if they get the first down, you know that they're going to start to bleed the clock as well.
Now, did they need the 15 or not?
I mean,
Ford. What a play by Ford.
Watch Ottawa's line just get no push.
All right, they're bringing the chains out.
I mean, there's no world. There's no world.
It's not very far off of where it was on the initial stop, and it's not close. Riders defense does the job. Turnover on downs with 2.5 to play.
Now it's up to Will Fields and his defense to get this ball back and get Jake Maier one more shot.
What a play by Ford, who came in and smack dab stopped Barnes right in his tracks. Now the veteran quarterback, Trevor Harris, will get the ball with a chance to truly seal this one away.
I always find these moments fascinating as a play caller. Do you run the football, try and control the tempo, or do you take a shot?
They're going to run it because Tommy Stevens is in the game. They're going to try to run this thing and seal it away. Stevens will take it up to the 20, pickup of about 4.
What makes these quarterback runs so tough to stop is that you've got an extra blocker. And because you still have to line up, you have to respect that Tommy Stevens can throw the football. So now all of a sudden you run your running back, as you're going to see here. You're going to run your running back as a blocker. So it's a completely normal block play, but your running back comes through here and basically is the extra man to pick up any of the dirty laundry that might fall in.
A one and done for Tommy Stevens. Harris back in. Has a man on the far side. Got there just in time to Emelis. And he's out beyond the 45.
This is what Mark Mueller does best. Game on the line, I go to my guy, Sam Emelis. Okay, this is a sweet throw. It's unbelievable. But look at the window here. So first off, look at the footwork, the tempo. There's no second hitch. And you're kidding me. I mean, it's time and time again. And this is why these guys won the Grey Cup last year. Because in the moment of need, in crunch time, you could fit a ball in that window against, again, what I call cut coverage. So it's a low corner and your halfback stays high. And there's that sweet honey hole right in the sideline. We can fit it in there. You got two phenomenal players get it done there.
27 yards to Emelis. Stevens back in again, and he's going to rumble ahead almost to midfield, and it'll be a second and very manageable for the Riders.
Again, going back to this play here, so here's Emelis, and then what happens is this DB stays low, and then we're going to get high from our next DB, and this honey hole action is right in here. Okay, again, this is called cut coverage, and we got to fit the ball in there. We want to keep the corner low, and the halfback basically plays high. And why teams do that is because it takes a tremendous amount of timing and a great throw in order to fit it in there. Obviously, Trevor Harris has that ability. 2nd and 4,
Stevens stays in the game. Looking for 4, he's got it with a bit more as well, as he'll take it down to the Ottawa 50.
It's clockwork, Dustin. What have we seen from Tommy Stevens?
Ottawa.
He's been
Ottawa.
Up the middle of the field, up the middle of the field, up the middle of the field, and then what do? We press the middle of the field. It looks all the same, and then we're going to press it and bounce to the outside. So here we go, same sort of thing. You press in, you draw the defense in, and then all of a sudden somebody, I like to say, takes the cheese. Okay, here comes the same play, and now we got a nice first down, move the chains, and we're just chewing up clock. I love this. I know it's not that exciting. First off, everyone from Ottawa is walking out of the building right now. They've seen enough. Okay. As an offensive guy, this is the dream, Dustin. You come out here, you have a 5-point lead, and you need to end the game with the ball. You're just chewing up time. First down, first down, first down. It's something you practice. This is situational football.
Running it downhill.
Gosh, it's awesome.
Stevens will look to do it again. Patient, finds a hole, bounces off of a body. Good luck bringing down Tommy Stevens. He almost has enough for a first down. It's close.
And again, they all just come, they mirror each other. So now we try and get the DBs and the linebackers to run and the D-line horizontal. There was a horizontal action there, and then Tommy gashes it down the middle. He's rumbling and bumbling. And now the easiest place Tommy Stevens has, which is 2nd or 3rd in less than a yard.
Just inches. This has been the Tommy Stevens drive. He's the closer. This time only needed inches. got about a yard, maybe two, as the clock ticks inside 60 seconds here in Ottawa. And Dinwiddie and his Red Blacks are about to drop to 0-4.
Yeah, and again, there's so many moments right now where Ottawa's going to sit here and say, hey, we had a shot. Obviously, the punt return is a big one. You know, there's a lot of penalties that stalled drives at times. But worst one now, more so than the punt return, is on 3rd and 1 when you're in enemy territory and your quarterback is on fire in the 4th quarter. You bring in the short yardage unit and get absolutely stonewalled.
And Trevor Harris into victory formation. Red Blacks desperately yelling for a false start. Trevor will take a knee. And the Riders, and I think Corey Mace would tell you, wasn't necessarily a pretty one for Saskatchewan tonight. But good teams simply find a way to win.
Find a way to win.
And that's what the Riders did tonight.
Absolutely, Dustin. They came on the road. It was extremely humid here. It's very mugged. A team that was desperate for a win in Ottawa. And a lot to learn from. They got it done, though.
So after a hiccup against the Argos, the Riders will bounce back with a victory here in Ottawa and improve to 3-1 on the season. 27-22 will be your final. The real story here, and what I'm curious for your thoughts on, what about Ottawa?
Again, it's a 5-point loss to the defending Grey Cup champs. I understand people are frustrated. I understand at times that this team did not look very good tonight. But at the end of the day, Jake Mayer is 23 of 30 for 259, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. You've got to continue to try and build here, Dustin. Yeah, it's not the hot start everybody wanted under Coach Dinwiddie, but it wasn't like this is a disgusting performance. They're playing a phenomenal unit. I don't see how you move on from anyone after this game other, you know, on offense, so to speak.
4th loss in a row for the Red Blacks to start the season. They've only had more than 4 wins once since that man, Trevor Harris, left Ottawa. Red Blacks will head to Edmonton for a game on Thursday against the Elks, who get the Lions tomorrow. The Riders head back home to Mosaic on Sunday against Bo Levi Mitchell and the Ticats. I'm excited to be there for that one. That should be an outstanding football game between 2 very good clubs. Started good for the Red Blacks, but in the end they did not have enough as the Riders find a way to get the job done. 27-22 the final. Thank you very much for joining us for Friday Night Football. Good night from Ottawa.